Welcome, New Albany Eagles, class of 2018, to registration for the 2016-2017 school year. It's hard to believe, but you're almost halfway through your high school career. And the 11th grade year is a very important year. It's the last full year on your transcript before you apply to colleges. So we want to help you make the best schedule for next year, and we also need to review the following. Graduation requirements. We need to make sure that you're still on track to get that cap and gown. College requirements. These do differ slightly from the minimum graduation requirements, so we do want to go through those. The course offerings available for next year. There's some new ones. And most importantly, we want to help you take the time to choose wisely your course selections for next year to make sure they match with your goals and your interests. Before we get started today, let's review all the resources and materials that will provide you all the information you need to explore next year's offerings. First, I want to direct you to our school website to review our program of studies. It has all the descriptions of all the courses and options available for you to explore. Please keep in mind there may be changes to the program of studies during this registration time, so you're always going to want to check the website for updates. Then the next thing you want to make sure you have is your Curriculum Week packet. It will contain a 4-year plan worksheet, and it will also contain a top 10 scheduling tip sheet to use as a guide throughout Curriculum Week and online registration so you can remember all the things we're telling you about today. You should have received a copy of your transcript. A quick note about your transcript. The GPA listed is not your real GPA because that's not calculated until the end of the year when we use your final grade to calculate cumulative GPA. So what you're seeing on your transcript right now is sort of like a phantom GPA. It is everything to date thus far, and yes, it is including first semester, but just know that your GPA will change at the end of the year depending on what you get for your final grade in all of your classes. You should also have a sample registration grid sheet, and it has all the courses that will be offered as of January 20th of this year. And of course, just like the program of studies, the grid is subject to change, pending any last-minute administrative changes that need to be made. Okay, quickly, we'll just review the minimum graduation requirements to earn a diploma from New Albany High School. This is also in your curriculum packet provided to you. 4 credits of English, 4 credits of social studies that must include American history and also government, 4 credits of math that has to include Algebra 2, 3 credits of science that must include a biological science and also a physical science, a half credit of health, a half credit of PE, or if you qualify for the PE waiver and you've applied for that, and that is another option, a half credit of business or technology, half credit of fine art, and it can be a half credit of fine art for graduation as long as you've taken something in the arts in grades 6, 7, or 8. There's 1 credit needed of senior seminar, which would leave 3 electives of your choice to get to the bare minimum of 21 credits total as the minimum needed for graduation. There's also a financial literacy requirement, and that we have embedded in our government economics classes, our AP government and cap law classes, and also our elective class called personal finance. All right, everyone must meet one of the 3 new state requirement options that are listed here on the slide here. You can take all of the end of course exams listed here and accumulate at least 18 points on 7 end of course exam opportunities. Another option would be to reach a remediation free score on the ACT or the SAT. The state has not decided, though. It's still to be determined which test and what score will be the cutoff score for that remediation free eligibility. And then the third option is to earn an industry recognized credential or a state issued license. Like, for example, if someone would go to a career center and get cosmetology license, that would be an example of an industry recognized credential. This slide just details how many points in each content area need to be achieved to be able to earn the 18 points total to meet this particular state requirement option. The state of Ohio awards an honors diploma for any students earning 7 out of the 8 criteria you see here listed on the screen. This information is also provided in your top 10 scheduling tip sheet that's in your curriculum packet. So if you'd like to move towards earning an honors diploma, you only need to meet 7 out of the 8. College requirements. Very similar to an honors diploma actually, and what the colleges are looking for. Selective colleges like to see the 4 years of English, 4 years of social studies, 4 of math or more, 4 of science, 4 years of a language if you can. Now not every student will be taking 4 years of a global language, and that's fine if that's the case. You will want to make sure you replace it with another strong core class that fits your interests and strengths. Traditional colleges are going to vary just a little bit on some of their core recommendations, but they're pretty close to the selective colleges. Of course, the main difference is the global language requirement is a little bit lower for traditional colleges, and both selective and traditional colleges will want to see the 1 credit of fine art. And just keep in mind that any time you can take more in a particular subject, it's always better. And also keep in mind that there's flexibility in all of this as well, depending on the colleges that you desire to get admittance to. For example, art colleges, if you're applying to an art college, there's not going to be as much emphasis on the global language component. You'd want to be looking at taking more in the arts to make sure you have that portfolio ready to go. Now we're ready to go and have you take out your registration grid sheet that's been provided to you. As we go through this presentation, you can mark the classes you're thinking of selecting for next year. If you have any questions at all about a particular subject area, just write those questions directly down somewhere in your curriculum packet or another piece of paper, and you can share those today with your teachers during curriculum week, or the teacher that's showing you the presentation today can email or call us here in the counseling center, and we'll get those answers to you right away. For English Language Arts, your choices are to pick one of the following: American Literature 11, Honors American Literature 11, Honors American Humanities, which is a block class that also includes your social studies credit as well, and AP English 11 is an option, and also AP English 11, a blended version of that course, is also available to you. You do need to pick one of those following options as one of your 3rd English credits towards graduation. In addition to that, if you'd like to take one of the other electives available in the English department, they do have public speaking, a semester course for half credit, and also yearbook is available, which is a full year 1 credit class, and it does require that you do have a meeting with Mr. Cross, the yearbook advisor. For social studies, your choices for this year to meet the graduation requirement for American History are American History, Advanced Placement American History, and also, just like on the other slide you just saw, the Honors American Humanities will include your American History component and also your English component credit in that particular course. You must pick one of those options that you see there on your screen in order to meet the 3rd credit of your social studies that is required. There are some transfer students that may have already earned their American History on their transcript, and if that's the case for you, then you'll want to pick another option. And I highly encourage that you speak with your school counselor just to get it verified that you do have the right selection for what you should take towards graduation. For other semester electives that are available, you can see there's psychology, sociology that are the semester electives, and also there's Introduction to Public Affairs, which is another semester course, but it is a dual credit course through Ohio State. We have another dual credit course in partnership with Columbus State. It is in 2 different semesters. There's a World Civilization 1 for 1st semester and a World Civilization 2 for 2nd semester. We have a few Kenyan courses as well for dual credit, and those are CAP Art History, CAP Philosophy and Law, and CAP Intro to Ethics. And there's also 2 AP full year elective options. There are AP Psychology and AP Microeconomics. So there's a lot of great options to choose from here. You're going to want to talk to your teachers. For your math course selection for next year, you're going to want to follow this sequence that you see here on the screen. And you're also going to want to follow the recommendations of your math teacher. If you look here on the screen, you're going to want to double check the sequence that the math department is following. Make sure you're in line with that. Some important things to note is that AP Stats and Probability Statistics and Discrete Math are courses that you can double up with another math course if that's something that you would like to do. You can also see on the left-hand side that Engineering Math is a dual credit course in cooperation with Wright State, and the prerequisite is AP Calculus AB. So you will want to talk to your math teacher for their recommendations on what would be a good fit for you. For 11th grade students in science, the options really start to expand. The typical selection to consider first is, chemistry, honors chemistry, or the environmental science combination class, which consists of a credit of environmental science and a credit of environmental chemistry. But there are many other science elective options as well, and you can see on the screen many of them have prerequisites of physical science, biology, and also some math requirements as well. And some of them are going to have their own unique prerequisites to consider. So you're going to want to take a close look at the program of studies in science, and you're going to want to ask your science teacher this week about those options there on your screen and what they think would be a good fit for you as you go through curriculum week. Global languages. As stated in a previous slide, traditional colleges prefer to see up to level 2 at least. So that would be, for example, Spanish 2, French 2, German 2, and Mandarin 2. If you're not doing well in a global language, then you may want to consider replacing that course with another strong elective that will showcase more of your strengths. If you do well in languages, then you want to strongly consider continuing. So this is a very important conversation to have with your teachers, your counselors, and your parents in making the best decision for you in moving forward in global language. Wellness. The credits required in wellness for graduation are a half credit of health and a half credit of PE. If you were with us in the 8th grade at New Albany Middle School, you took a wellness class that gave you a half credit of health and a quarter credit of PE, which would leave an additional quarter credit of PE needed to be met to meet the requirement. All of our PE courses each semester are worth a quarter credit. We do have some exciting new PE courses being offered for next year, and those have not been released yet to us, so you want to check the website for updates. Should be coming very soon. If you do plan to use the PE waiver because you play a school sport, or maybe you're a cheerleader, or you're on drill team, or you're in the band, how you go about doing that is you want to go to the school website, and there are several places that you will find the PE waiver online application. It's found on the band website, it's found on the athletic website, and it's also found on our counseling department website. Just please be aware that you'll need to account for earning another semester elective of your choice in its place, because yes, the minimum total credits of 21 accounted for the PE credit, and since you're not going to earn that half PE credit, you're going to use the waiver, then you have to take another elective in its place. Technology and business. All students need to earn at least a half credit for graduation. You can see all of the options that are available to you on the screen. You can see that some of these options have prerequisites as well. There's some dual credit options as well. So somewhere in your plan, please account for when you're going to take one or more of these options available to you. Elective options in art. The introductory art classes are Art Foundations and Ceramic and Sculpture. And then from there, you can take a lot more courses that become available to you, as you can see on your screen. All of those at the top are full year courses. And then at the bottom, you can see some semester courses available for half credit as well that you could combine for a full credit in the arts. Performing arts. Performing arts will also meet the graduation requirement that's required for fine art. If you are interested, the options available to you are on your screen. I do want to bring your attention a new dual credit course available this year in partnership with Kenyon College called CAP Theater. It does have a prerequisite of acting the method. I also want to bring to your attention, if you're interested in choir, in particular if you're interested in a cappella, you'll want to see Miss Horton to schedule your audition. Okay, so you've just had an opportunity to look through and have a brief description of each of our departments, and within those departments there were descriptions of courses that will be available here on our campus that have the opportunity to earn college credit. And also we're going to have an informational night on February 16th at 7 p.m. if you'd like to join us at the McCoy to learn more about some other opportunities that you could take advantage of to earn additional college credit in high school. Hope to see you there. Thoughts before we set you on your way to make the most awesome schedule for your junior year. It's absolutely critical that you do take the time to make wise choices now for your schedule, as there will be less opportunity to make moves after those set deadlines that you see here up on the screen. Make sure you're scheduling a minimum of 6 classes each semester. Only 1 study center allowed each semester. Please make sure you've covered your English, social studies, math, science, and consider the global language or another strong elective. Remember, meeting deadlines is extremely important, and do not forget, if you register for a dual credit course, you'll need to submit a letter of intent online, and also be sure to meet the college's application deadlines and requirements for admission as well. PowerSchool opens in your My NAPLS account for you to put in your selections February 15th. Think Valentine's Day. I need to be ready to put my selections in the next day. The instructions are on the back of your registration grid sheet down at the bottom. We need everybody online making their selections no later than February 26th. During those 2 weeks, it's open 24/7, so you can do it in your PJs at home. Just make sure you do enter your courses by February 26th, or your school counselor is going to go in there, have some fun, and do it for you. And I know you don't want that. So instead, if you're struggling and need some help making those decisions on your schedule, how about you meet with your school counselor? Your counselors do want to help you, and you can see the opportunities for you to meet with us during house and lunch in the Jefferson room. Those dates are at the top of the screen. Come and see us. We can't stress enough how important it is for you to follow your teacher recommendations. Speak to them. They know whether they think you're a good fit for a new course. Follow the recommendations for AP and honors. Talk with your parents as well. Remember to think about balance, because that's also very important. Balance in your schedule and in your life. The first window to enter choices will close on February 26th, but there will be another chance to make changes online through your My NAPLS account on PowerSchool if you want to change your mind, and that is March 17th to March 31st. After March 31st, there are certain guidelines that will be followed, and those are the only changes that will be allowed to be made. However, never fear, because the email that you're used to using, hscoursechanges@napls.us, will reopen in the fall, first day of school. Thank you for your attentiveness today, and you do have all the tools you need to make the best choices for you in your future. You've got your teachers, counselors, and parents all behind you to help you pull this all together. All you need to do now is go and make it happen. See you soon.